Alhamdulillah wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So a common question that a lot of brothers have asked me personally, and also that is a very important thing to understand and know when looking forward, is after I've finished Bayna Yadayk, where do I go? And what am I supposed to be doing? And what should my skill level be at that point? And say maybe you're not doing Bayna Yadayk, but you're doing some other curriculum-based program for learning Arabic, and using one of these curriculums, such as Bayna Yadayk, they have this, and there's also other programs that are out there as well, such as the Medina books and whatnot. And I've touched on in previous videos a little bit about the differences between Bayna Yadayk and the Medina books, and what you need to look out for, like in terms of what is missing in each one of these books. So say you've now come to a place where you can understand Arabic when it's spoken to you, and if you read, you can understand about 70%, 80% of what you're reading, or even more. At this point, you should be definitely delving into the different ulum of sharia. If you're a student of knowledge, then the student of knowledge is not supposed to do takhassus anytime soon. At the beginning, he shouldn't be doing takhassus, which is like specifying and focusing on one area. This is something that comes after a long time of studying. And at first, he needs to get exposed to every single part of the ulum of sharia. And in general, the ulum al-sharia is broken into two main categories. One side is ulum al-ala, which is all of the things that you need to know so that you can do the other side, which is ulum al-maqasid. And so you have the ulum al-ala, which is like all the tools that you need in your toolbox to help you with your learning so that you can understand the ulum al-maqasid. And the ulum al-maqasid are things such as aqidah, al-fiqh, and also say seerah, and also such as tafsir and hadith, like understanding the meaning of the hadith and whatnot. These are ulum al-maqasid, and for this you need to know Nahw, you need to know Sarf, you need to know some basics of usul al-fiqh. Without these, you will never get anywhere. You have to have this, and also some of Balagha, you have to know Balagha, and there's many other ulum that come under this. And so to get started, a lot of times people, they need a bit of a roadmap to know where am I supposed to start in all of these different sciences, and how could I get there. And I came across a very wonderful app which is called Al-Bahith Al-Qur'ani, which is an app that teaches, or like shows the Quran, and you can like look up anything in the Quran and look up tafsir in the Quran, and also it has an area for looking up like Arab for the Quran. And I was looking down on the credits of it, and I found a website which is called Takwin al-Rasikhin. And so and this is a website here, and I'll put it up here, which is basically a website for helping someone learn and get a manhaj in his mind about what different books he should study at what time, and what are the different levels of studying in each of these ulum. So in general, this website here, which I have up on the screen here, you can see that there's different stages that he has. And at the very top, you'll see that there's al-manhaj, and this gives you an overall manhaj of every single of all the things in general that you would want to do in order. So he has like muqaddimat, which of course memorizing Quran, hifd al-Quran, usul al-din, and he has like usul thalathatu al-usul here, and he also has talib al-ilm wa adabuh, and so like also studying ilm and whatnot. So he has this here, and he has a couple different books for a lot of these, and you'll see that this is a great way to get started. And so the muqaddimat is also, so he has this muqaddimat, and he also has ala, which is like the first one here, which is of course someone needs to know tajweed, nahw, sarf, and balagha, and usul al-fiqh just a little bit here, and to get started. And also how to write, which is like al-imla, which is how to write. And he gives a couple different options, or sometimes even more. And sometimes he'll the group here, the team that did it, they give sometimes they'll give, like they'll say oh, they'll say this, oh, this, and this. And so sometimes, like if it has oh, then this means like this is similar to this level. And if it has what, then it means like this is something you should add to it. You should do all of these in this particular level. And so this is the way he has. He has the beginning, which is ta'sis, which is getting a foundational knowledge. here, and then he also has a second version of that, basic getting the knowledge. And then he'll go into a tamkeen, which is like getting solidified. And so after you've gotten like the basic, you've got the all the foundation out there, now you're looking into getting firmly grounded in each one of these. And he has a bunch of these here. And this is a great website that I recommend for people to look on. And also not just because of the fact that it gives you like a manhaj to look at, but a lot of the different books that you'll want to study here, they will have PDFs for some of these books, and they'll also have like advice for studying this book, and also a list of the shuruh, and a lot of times they'll have like a sharh for it that is recorded. And so, like for instance, here if I go to Urjuzatul Mi'iyah, so here he talks about this is another, and so he has this, and he's going to talk about what its benefit is, and then here you'll have like a version of the maktuba, so you'll have something that's written down, and he has a couple different versions of the actual nadam itself, like the matan itself, and then also he'll have like a sharh. And so he has the sharh sawtiya, and then he also has what tubi'a, and so like this would be like a PDF of that version. And so of course this is a great resource for someone if they want to look at more. There's more people who have done an explanation. You can see who are the people that did the explanation on there. And so this is a great way to look at it. And also, so if I went up to the top and there's the manhaj, and this is the first thing that I was going through. I'm not going to go through each one of these individual. Inshallah, I'll talk about some of these in detail for each one of them. But after I go to the top, then if I look at al-ulum wal-mutun, it breaks down each one of the ulum by itself, and then I'll show the different levels of that particular ilm. And so like talib al-ilm wa adabuh, so it shows the first level, and it shows the different books that someone would study in that level. And of course these are something that you can use as a guide, and they talk about in the info, they talk about this is a guide for people, and of course they go back to their shuyukh, but this has been overlooked by some of the shuyukh, and has been compiled by some of the students, like the advanced students of knowledge, and under the guidance of like asking the shuyukh about this as well. And so they put together this kind of roadmap, which is very helpful for someone to know what is in that particular area, what are the certain books, and also to know what book should I read first. Because sometimes people can get into a higher level book and they don't realize it's a higher level book, and they still don't have the foundations for that ilm down yet. So if they start doing this higher level book, they're going to spend a lot of time, and they've barely gotten through the book when they could have finished the whole ilm with a small, like, broad strokes. And of course you think about like broad strokes and fine strokes, so they could have finished like a whole broad view overview of the ilm, so that they understand what is the ilm in totality. Like they don't understand any of the details, but in general they know this is what the ilm encompasses, and these are the basic subject matters that are talked about. And then they can dig deeper into into each different masala. They can dig into it deeper and talk about, okay, where's the differences of opinion, and who said what, and what is the stronger of the opinion. This comes later, but at the beginning you just want to have these broad strokes. This is the major point of the ilm. And so this app, or like I'd say this website here, which I'll leave a link onto that, it'll help someone with that. And then and specifically with Nahw and Sarf, you'll know like what are the books someone should study when it comes to this, and which ones come first, which ones are smaller, and which ones are more advanced. And this is a very, very and good tool that I recommend for people to utilize. And of course, like, there's going to be things outside of this that people should follow. If you ever find advice from someone, whether if it's your sheikh, for instance, and he gives you advice of a certain book that you should read at this point in your journey, he probably knows you a lot better than you just looking at like this particular manhaj and just picking up a book and going. But this is something that can help someone out a lot, so they know where am I when I'm studying, and what should I be studying first, and what books are out there at which level. And so this is a very helpful tool that I use. And inshallah, in the future videos, I'll talk about what someone should do in a lot of the specific ulum here, and give some notes on some of that. Also, in general, for the person who's coming out of like say they came out of Markaz Fajr or Lisan al-Arab, when people come out of this, they will have a certain ability to read, and they should be able to read, And most of the time when they read, they should be able to understand, and they should be able to pick out the basics of Sarf and Nahw. Like they should understand this is a Jumla and whatnot, and they should understand Sarf. They should know how to look up words. They should understand when someone is talking to them, and they should understand how to respond to them. But this is like boot camp. Like when someone finishes this thing, it's boot camp. Like you now are welcome to the club. You are now starting your studies as a student of knowledge, and you understand Arabic to a basic level. But this does not mean someone has gone to say, now I can start teaching Arabic and whatnot. Of course, this comes after time, and when people get like strong in Arabic, and also they need to study the other ulum in Arabic as well. And so once someone comes to like maybe the like book 3 or 4 in the Bayna Yadayk series, they should start up with some of these other ulum at the very beginning, so that they should start up with ajrumiyah. They should start up with some of these other things, so they can start getting their mind working and listening to lectures in Arabic, because now you can understand when the teacher is in front of you teaching you in Arabic. You can understand what he's saying for the most part. Okay, now start with lectures in Arabic, and someone that you can understand easily, like someone who speaks clear Fusha, such as Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Badr. Like this is a very good way to start learning. And I remember when I first started learning, I was able to pick up from him in particular, Hafidhullah. I was able to understand his lectures very easily. Like he speaks very clearly. It's not super fast, and it's in a way that most people, if they've learned Arabic, they understand him. And so he's of those the speakers that are very good, as well as Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen. Like listen to his his lectures that he has recorded. He also speaks very clearly in a simple way. Of the benefits of a lot of his explanations is that like this is in a way that the beginner of a student in knowledge, he can take a lot of benefit from him just from the very beginning, and he explains things very thoroughly. And this is of his benefits when it comes to also in his writing. His writing is mostly is from like the transcription of what he says, with just little minor edits here and there. But this is the basic thing. Once you come to this level, and you're coming up towards the end of the Bayna Yadayk series, the book 3 and 4, like at the end of book 3 and 4, you should start up with the first couple levels here, and make sure that you are memorizing Quran. And also, once you have a solid bit of Quran memorized, then also learn the Arba'in al-Nawawi and start with this. And inshallah, I'll make a couple videos talking about some individual aspects of how someone should start up when they come up with learning Nahw, which I've talked about before, and also with Sarf and Balagha, and also coming with some of these other tools, looking at like the Shafi'i madhab, and also usul fiqh. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam, wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
وما كان المؤمنون لينفروا كافة فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون.